Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Rune Words. Today we're going to be talking about the rune word Edge. Now the Edge bow is an amazing rune word, and it is only capable of being made in missile weapons. I believe it can be made in crossbows as well. And the Edge rune word is a fairly amazing one. Number one, it's a very low-level rune word at level 25, and the runes in it are extremely cheap with TirTalAmn. And we're going to take a look over at the website, and we're going to see what kind of variables this rune word has. So I hope you join me over there. All right, so here we go. We have the website open, and first off, right off the bat there, what you see is level 15 or Thorns aura when equipped. Now, Thorns is not the most amazing ability in the game. However, in normal difficulty and nightmare difficulty, it does tend to be very, very nice for summoning classes in general. So if you are any kind of class that has any kind of summonable monster, it can be effective. For instance, if you are an Amazon, you could use it with your Valkyrie. If you are a Necromancer, you can use it to give your army Thorns. If you are a druid, a summoning druid, you could use it to give your army Thorns, and so forth and so on. At level 15, Thorns has a damage return of 810%. And it's important to note that Thorns is only physical damage. So you have to make sure that you are understanding the fact that because it is physical damage, the monster's resistance to physical will have an effect on this. So if you are casting things like Amplify Damage and Decrepify, it is going to greatly increase the effectiveness of Thorns. So as a Necromancer, if I have this on my army, and I am constantly casting Amplify Damage, when the monsters hit my army and take the Thorns damage, the Amplify damage will be increasing the amount of damage that they take. And this is important because if you plan to use this on a Necromancer or a Druid or a character who is trying to take advantage of this effect, you definitely want it to have some form of Amplify damage or or Decrepify in there, helping out with the Thorns damage. Now, when you get to Hell difficulty, the monster's HP is actually such a huge increase, and their damage doesn't increase very much. And Thorns tends to be very lackluster in Hell. I would recommend only using the Thorns aura on this until you get to Hell difficulty. And once you get to Hell difficulty, you're going to want to switch over to something like Might, Concentration, Fanaticism. You're going to want to try to beef up the damage of your minions as opposed to affecting them with Thorns. But keep in mind that this is very effective in normal difficulty, and it is moderately effective in nightmare difficulty. And because it is only level 25, you will be able to put this on in normal difficulty. Now, you can get a Thorns Mercenary in nightmare difficulty, but you're not there yet. So making this Edge bow as a Necromancer is an extremely effective way to give your army Thorns before you're able to access a Thorns Mercenary. And you can put this on a bow girl. You can have a nice little bow girl mercenary, give her some nice equipment, and she can kill things rather effectively while providing Thorns for your army. Or you can use it yourself, just so that your army has Thorns while you're running around cursing things. It really just depends on how you'd like to build your character, what you have available to you. If you have a really good wand and a really good shield with plus to skills, you probably wouldn't want to do this. But if you were a Necromancer that didn't have access to any plus to skill equipment yet, it might be an easy alternative until you can get a hold of a really nice wand. So we also have 35% increased attack speed, which is very, very nice for a bow, especially if you're putting it on a mercenary or an Amazon. We have 320 to 380% damage to demons, which is a pretty huge bonus to demons. And it's going to be very, very effective for killing things like Diablo and Baal and Mephisto. We have 75 poison damage over 5 seconds and 280% damage to undead. So we have huge bonuses to both undead damage and demon damage, which is going to work as off-weapon ED. If you're unfamiliar with what off-weapon ED is, it essentially performs the same as Might or Concentration. We also have 7% lifesteal, which is very, very nice because in particular, you're going to want to have some lifesteal on your mercenary to help keep him or her alive. And as an Amazon, you're definitely going to want some of that lifesteal as well. We also have Prevent Monster Heal, which unfortunately does not work on mercenaries, but if you are an Amazon, you're going to get the effect of this. Basically what it does is it prevents monsters from regenerating for 20 minutes, and it also does not work on Ubers, which is a downside. But I don't think anybody's going to be using a edge bow on Ubers. We have 5 to 10 plus to all attributes, which is very, very nice. A little variable there. Plus 2 to mana after each kill, which would definitely come in handy for a Amazon, but not so much for a mercenary because they don't have mana. And then we come down to one of the main reasons why this rune word is used is the reduces all vendor prices by 15%. So this is actually amazing and can be combined with other reduced vendor price items, like for instance Gaheeds. Gaheeds has a negative 15% as well. It actually varies, unfortunately, so you would have to find a 15%. And it can be combined with the Act 2 quest. When you kill Radamant, Atma tells you that she gives you a discount on all the vendor shops in town. Now, keep in mind, though, that Atma's reduction in cost does not apply to gambling. However, the edge bow and Gaheeds do apply to gambling. So when you are in Act 2 and you are at any of the shops other than the gambling shop, and if you had Gaheeds, if you had this bow, and you have completed the Radamant's quest, you will get literally a 15, 15, and 15, so a 45% reduction in the prices of all items in the shop, which is very, very nice. It does add up over time, which is pretty darn sweet. Actually, I'm not sure if Atma's. I think Atma's might be 10%, so 40%, not 45. But I'm not sure about that. Unfortunately, like I said, the Atlas does not work on gambling. However, the edge bow and the Gaheeds do. So if you do plan on going to the gambling vendor and doing a lot of gambling, definitely have your Gaheeds in your inventory and also have the edge bow on so that you will get both effects. Now, if you're using the edge bow specifically for gambling and you don't actually want to use the edge bow on anyone, you probably want to make the edge bow in one of the lowest tier items that you possibly can. And just to prove to you that it does in fact work, here is an amulet with 53,550, and if I switch off of the bow, you will see that it changes to 63,000. So the price of the items in the gambling window do in fact change, and if you were going to go on a gambling spree, I would definitely recommend that you get yourself an edge bow. It's super cheap, easy to make. It's 3-socket bow. Those 3-socket bows are really easy to find. And TirTalAmn is certainly an extremely cheap recipe in general. And there's really not much to show off with this bow. It is a bow. It does fairly well. It works on a bow girl mercenary. And if I were to hire one real quick, you could see that I can put this on her, and she will have the Thorns aura. And when we leave town, the Thorns aura will also apply to me and all of my minions. Which is very, very effective. So either you can wear it yourself, or the mercenary can wear it for you. Now, I think that the edge bow is probably most used just simply for that reduction in vendor prices, but do keep it in mind if you are a summon necromancer of a lower level, around level 25, that getting yourself a Thorns aura can be extremely powerful for your summon army. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and stay tuned because I have quite a few more coming up today. Thanks for watching, and keep watching.